Hello, good evening, and welcome to TTTV. It's Friday night. It can only mean one thing. It is time for more exciting and frantic action from TTFL. It is season number 4, round number 4. We're at Circuit de Gilles Villeneuve in Montreal for the Canadian Grand Prix. My name is Andy, and joining me in the box tonight is a new face for TTTV. His name is Malk, although I'll let him introduce himself properly in a minute and he can tell us everything we need to know. But he's going to be your new TTFL commentator moving forward after this evening. Malk, how are you doing? Give us an introduction. Let the people know who you are.
Oh, thank you very much, Andy. Good evening, all. My name's Malk. I appreciate that, Andy. Like I said, I am from the Midlands, as you can tell from my Midlands accent. I do a couple of commentaries, and I also work with other league sites with the commentary stuff as well. Don't worry, I won't say it on the stream, but it's just to help out with, and it's a great honour to work with TT gaming stuff and the TTFL, and with your help as well, Andy. Some honour and privilege to join with this exciting stuff, and I can't wait. I can't wait for it. And you'll probably hear some unbelievable moments, or maybe some weird catchphrases that you might hear throughout this time. So I hope everyone enjoys it, and I can't wait for it. Tell me about the TTFL in your season so far, so I can get a recap of what's happened, if that's all
Yeah,
right.
well, that's not too bad a bit to go for. So, quick recap of the 3 rounds we've had so far. We've had 3 fantastic races so far. First round in Melbourne, seen a 3-way scrap for the lead between Honey Badger, Fletcher and Lambo as well, which went in the favour of the Williams driver Fletcher at round number 1 after a wee incident that dropped Honey Badger down the order. Round number 2, we've seen multiple amounts of action at China in Shanghai. That victory was taken by Siege in the Renault. And then in round 3 last week, we've seen again more action. It was a 5-way battle. 1 point for the lead as well, and it was actually Fletcher who came out on top. Now, he's only been in for 2 rounds this season and he's won both of them. He's second in the championship. The only person ahead of him is Siege, and you can see there Siege is here tonight, as is Fletcher. So top 2 in the championship are here for the Canadian Grand Prix. So we've got a good circuit here. It's obviously first favourite as well. A lot of zones as well, though the walls are very close to the infamous Wall of Champions out of the last corner, so it's going to be a really good one. We've got 14 drivers here tonight, but it'll be really interesting to see what the drivers can do. Certainly looking forward to the action here tonight. I'm sure you're going to be looking forward to it as well, Malk, to get used to who the drivers are, who to look out for. I've obviously given you a few hints and tips. Any from any of your other commentaries there at all?
I was trying to hear what you said, but I think your voice has just got broken up during that bit. So,
Again?
yeah, I do. So all I heard was what you gave me some tips, as you said earlier on, and like I said, looking at the tables as well, as you said earlier, I can't wait for seeing how Siege and Fletcher to see how they can capitalise on for the top 2 so far, and I think it's going to be a close one battle going on. But looking at it from everyone's point of view, Charlie's already out as well, Honey Badger's out, Sinclair is out, Old Man Barry's out as well, and Alan Kay is out. So what I normally do is I'm just going to try and pick who's the first person out, and I think it might
I think
be
it's
Old Man.
Charlie.
Oh, was it Charlie? Sorry. Uh,
Possibly.
yes, it is. So what I'll do is I'll normally do the first car, whoever goes out first. Yeah, the 2 Toro Rossos, as you can see, just coming out on one of the corners, the last bit before the long DRS straight now. What's your expectations of the qualifying times from what, as a rough guess?
A tricky one. I mean, as most people who watch TTT and listen to me regularly at all, I only ever use it for commentary, which is why I sit in the commentary box. Expecting to see some quick times, obviously. We've got super softs, hyper softs out there, ultra softs as well. So we've got the 3 softest compounds. Expecting to see some very quick lap times. The Toro Rossos will be the first to cross the line. I'm trying to think of the top head. Probably maybe minute 10, somewhere in that region, possibly even lower, maybe even a minute 8, something like that. We're soon going to find out when the first couple of cars come across the line in a moment's time, but it looks like most of the drivers are out on track, a few of them still holding back into pit lane at the moment, and it is Barry, it is Barry who is going to be crossing the line first to finish, and I think my mic has gone as well already, has it?
Yeah, your mic is just like going constant, mate. Sorry, I do apologise about that. So,
it's a known issue, they all know about it.
It says broadcast is breaking up, mate. I'll just double check on that one. Yeah, 1 minute 10.7. I do apologise on that times there. 1 minute 9 from Old Man Barry. Charlie H has done a 1:10.7. Alan K has done a 1:11.5. So I've been told, good evening to TTG Mace. He says, welcome Malcolm. He says it's going to be a dry race tonight. So did you expect it to be a mixed weather before we started?
You can never tell. Obviously rain is something that has happened at Montreal before. We obviously remember it was the longest race in history was 2011, of course. It took 4 hours to complete that one. So it could be good, but dry race means we're going to see fast action all night long. Sinclair at the top at the moment. He did take pole in China a couple of races ago before having a very weird incident that he crashed out after the safety car. And he's only 1/1000th of a second clear of Charlie, so it's very, very close at the top. As Recon into pole position provisional, a 1 minute 9.5, 1.1 seconds clear of everyone else. The Dutchman looking very quick so far, and that's on the super soft tyres as well. So if he can stay in the top 10 with him, that could be very good for his race strategy.
Yeah, definitely. From what I've seen anyway, that's a cracking time, to be fair, Andy, for 109.5 around Canada as well. Badger's just coming up to the last corner. 1 minute 10.6, but on the ultra soft tyre. So regarding the tyre wear, Andy, do you think the ultra softs are a little bit better in Canada, or do you think the super softs might be a little bit better than the ultras?
I think the two compounds that are going to be the best suited for the race tyres are going to be the Ultras and the Supers. Supers are going to last quite a long way into the race. Those Hypers will end up like an old piece of chewing gum after probably about 7 or 8 laps. So anybody qualifying on them is going to want to try and disappear into the distance as quickly as they possibly can and hope that there's no safety cars at any point during proceedings. But it is most likely going to be the Ultras will probably be the quicker tyre in terms of race pace, but I think the Supers are probably going to be the preferred tyre just due to the longevity. They still give good pace as well, and they don't wear out obviously as quick as the Ultras, so I get the feeling that it's probably going to be the preferred choice of tyre tonight for race tyre. But that's still a good lap time from Recon. Sinclair's improved on that lap time. No, he's going on near 1 minute 9.6 as well, so he's only 8/100ths down at the moment, so he's got that gap down to Recon quite a bit there. And we're still waiting to see the two championship protagonists. Fletcher's still in pit lane. Siege is on track at the moment on his first flying lap. He's on the super soft tyres as well, coming up behind one of the two Ferraris, which stays out of the way. I believe that was Plaster, who's very aware of what goes on around him. Very good driver. And Siege here, for me, Mr. Consistent as the Renault driver. Very good. He's just slowed down now to get some temperatures back, so he wasn't too happy with that lap, obviously. He's going to line up and go again, so this isn't going to be a representative lap time from him, but I'm looking forward to seeing what he and Fletcher can do. And Honey Badger, obviously, as well, is very, very quick too, so keep an eye out. We could be in for a very, very tight grid by the end of qualifying.
Oh, definitely, Andy. Absolutely exciting stuff. I'm just watching Maximus. Will he get a maximum perfect lap time on here? And he does! What a pole lap there! Brilliant! Brilliant stuff. I do apologise, Andy, but that's the best bits of the commentary stuff that you'll get from shouted at me. From me, sorry. So that's what happens on that one. And that is on the Hypersofts, though. That's on the Hypersoft tyres, though. That could be a disadvantage, though. Do you agree? And
I do agree. It was obviously it's only 3 times clear of recon on the ultras. Maximus has shown some good one-lap pace, but he has had a number of incidents and spins during races and even qualifying sessions as well, where he's just pushing a little bit too hard and just overdrives the car. Sometimes, usually causes him problems in the race where he drops down the field. So it's a good lap time at the moment, but I do expect if the likes of Recon or Sinclair or even Fletcher's not been out yet, I do expect if they were to chuck on one of the softest compounds like the Hypers, maybe even the Ultras as well, and go for it again, then I would expect that time we could even be into I think we'll be into the 1 minute 8s by the end of qualifying for a pole time, maybe even a high 107 if someone really hooks up every sector.
Yeah, definitely. We've got 9 minutes 45 left of the qualifying session, and we're just seeing someone else who's just coming out, Uzi 1985, so he's on the Hypersoft tyres, I believe.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. I was just checking on the last corner that he's just been. But yeah, he's just trying to see if he can capitalise on the Force India car around here. But like I say, he's only just come out and there. But like I said, let's have some guessing. If you're just joining the session, guys, let's see what guessing times do you reckon. Andy says could be possibly in the 108s, maybe a high 107s. Do you agree, guys, whoever's listening or watching the stream? Or do you think there's going to be an exact time of what's going to happen? For once, I think it's going to hit the 108s, probably mid 108s. If someone hits 107s, Andy, I think that'll be a faster time. Unbelievable stuff.
To hear that, I think it will need to be the hypersofts for sure, and I do think with it being 14 drivers in the field, you're more likely to be in the top 10, so I expect a lot of people to go with ultrasofts and the supersofts. We've got Fletcher out on the track, he's just coming through the final chicane and missed the Wall of Champions to start his first flying lap. He's obviously been here for 2 races this season at Australia and in Spain at the Circuit de Catalunya last week, and he's won both of them so far, so he's definitely got some good form, and he's currently on his first flying lap at the moment on those super soft tyres as well at the moment, so he's obviously looking to get himself in the top 10 as far up the field as he can, but also to have the optimum strategy in terms of race pace for in the race as well. It looks like a good first sector. It was a 19.4 through the first sector. It's the quickest one I've seen of any of the drivers who have gone through sector 1 at the moment personally, but we'll need to wait and see as he comes through the second sector, heading up towards turn number 10, which is the best overtaking point probably on the circuit, the hairpin at the back end of the circuit, down to around about 40 miles an hour. Remember, Nigel Mansell famously stalled it after dropping the revs too low while waving to the crowd on his final lap in 1991. And down the back straight, very, very long back straight, you've got the lake to the side there as Uzi's put himself up into second place on the Hypers, but here comes Fletcher brushing the wall there on the Wall of Champions, heading towards the line. This could be a very quick time, and it is invalidated. It was a 1 minute 8.9, so it was actually would have been good enough for pole, but he invalidated the lap time. So that is the pace the Williams driver has. That was super soft tyres, and it would have been a 108.9 on supers. So he has got the pace, but he invalidated that lap time, so he needs to go again.
Definitely. But that would have been a cracking time from Fletcher. And I was just about to say, while you're saying about the form that Fletcher is in, do you think it'll be a hat trick of every time he's raced? Do you reckon he'll get the 3rd win this season? Or
He's got the pace for it for sure, but I mean the others around, Siege has put himself up into a 1 minute 9.3 in second place in super softs there while Fletcher was invalidating his lap. He's, for me, as I say, Mr. Consistent. He's always up and around there, very good pace, very good racecraft. Recon's a very quick driver as well. Sinclair's quick too, and Badger, Honey Badger, who's currently in 11th at the moment, but he's on an outlap just now on a set of hypersofts. He's a very quick driver, so we've got a lot of quick drivers in here, and it's definitely one we're going to need to watch out for. If Fletcher can get it on pole position and avoid any of the carnage at turn 1, depending on how good his race pace is, he could, obviously he's going to put himself in the best position. He does have the form coming in 2 from 2 that he's been in so far, so he's definitely the form guy. But the other one there is Siege, who won in China, and he's also been on the podium in each of the other 2 races as well. So they're the 2 definitely with the pace. Mays up in the second place on Hypersofts. Very good lap time from Mays. That's something we don't normally see from Mays. He usually sits back, goes for the alternate strategy normally, so he's decided to chuck a set of the softest compound on it and go for it. So that's a pretty decent lap time from him. Not normally we see him having a go in qualifying.
Yeah, as you was talking about that during that, Andy, I was watching his lap, and he was doing it with ease. He did a 19.6 on the first sector time, and he did it perfect throughout those sectors. You just had to get that momentum going, and if you get those spot on, I wouldn't be surprised if we get within the 108s. Recon's just commented ages ago, sorry, said he was going for the 108s as like our predictions earlier on in the stream. So I wouldn't be surprised if we hit the 108s early in the stream, Andy. I think it's going to be possible.
I think 108s is probably most likely. Someone would really need to hook it up, probably most likely on the Hypersofts, to get it into the 107s, but it has been done, I have seen it. But it's so easy around here, especially that final chicane with the way the curbs are, to invalidate your lap time, so it's a very easy one to do. And it's one that the drivers will obviously have to be very careful of during the race as well, because we have seen this season already.
Oh, okay.
And previous years as well, where races have been decided on penalties at the end of the race, where someone's crossed the line in first and dropped down to third due to penalties. So it's this track especially, with the way the curbs are laid out, it's very easy to get warnings and then pick up 3-second time penalties for excessive warnings. So it's one the drivers will need to be very careful of. It could be someone like Siege, for example, who is very consistent, doesn't get many warnings, could pick up a really good result, even if he finishes down in second or third or fourth. If he is close to the cars in front, he could jump that order very, very quickly.
Oh, definitely. Oh, Fletcher's just commented saying last corner invalidated or something. So that,
I thought it would be something like that, yeah.
So hopefully he will bounce back and try and get that brilliant lap in and stuff. So hopefully the guys will come up. Just gone 3 minutes 30 left. Plaster, TTG Plaster 86 has retired from the session. So all yellow flags in all sectors here of that one, Andy, to be fair. But just try and see. Mays has retired from the session. Just waiting to see what Maximus is doing. Maximus is on the ultra soft tyre, so you could have an opportunity here to try and get a decent time, better than the 109.2 that he did earlier on in the session. So 3 minutes left of the qualifying as we speak, but anything could happen in the Canada Grand Prix. But as Andy said earlier, the track is absolutely, with the penalties, it's like one little touch and that's it, you have a penalty. Yellow flags on sector 3 now. 2 minutes 40 left of the session, so still seeing Maximus. We'll try to see if he can get a good time. It's a little bit slower than his best time, about 5/10 slower than his best time, but he's coming up to the long DRS straight from turn 11, then passing to turn 12. And then we come up to where we all know it's the Wall of Champions soon. We'll come up to turn 13, the unlucky turn 13. Trying to get that. Oh, he's teasing us. He's going back into the pits. I thought he might have done another one there. But I'm just trying to see if anyone else is doing their lapping. Sinclair's going to build up his lapping with 2 minutes left on the ultra soft. So he's going to try and risk it for a biscuit here, Andy. And I need a cup of tea after this. So.
Yeah, Siege is building it up as well. I think Plaster just retired coming into pit lane. I think Mays has done the same thing as well. We've seen that from Mays, where he'll usually drop out the session. Siege just letting, I believe that was one of the Toro Rossos it was, of Charlie through, who's on the Hypersofts just now. So he's looking to see if he can improve 7 times down at the moment. In fact, 4 times down, sorry, on pole time. So he's got a few times. He's slightly up on his best sector 2 time, as Uzi has dropped out of the session in the Force India. I'm going to follow on board here with Charlie as he comes towards the final sector just now, but we're into the final minute nearly now of the session, and everybody except from Barry is out on track at the moment in some way, shape or form. Charlie through the final sector just brushes the wall there from the Wall of Champions and across the line. Is it an improvement? It is up to 6th place, only a slight improvement, but he bumps down Sinclair for the meantime. The Salba driver though is heading down the back straight just now, and he's 9 tenths up on his best sector 2 time as well, so this could be a very quick lap on the super soft tyres, I believe that is possibly as well. No, it's the ultra softs for the Sauber driver heading for a line now. This is a 1 minute 8 there, a 1 minute 8.1. That's a phenomenal lap time on the ultra softs. There you go, pick that one out, beat that. Who's going to step up to the plate? Siege is on a lap just now. Recon is on one as well, so keep an eye on those guys. Badger in the McLaren is on there. Quite a few cars out at the moment. 20 seconds left in the session. We're going to need to keep an eye out on everything here. Honey Badger's just coming through at the final sector now to start his lap, and he is on the ultra softs as well, so keep an eye out for him. Fletcher's out on ultras as well now too, as we're in the final 3-4 seconds now, so the checkered flag is about to fall, and there it goes, and Fletcher getting a bit of a tank slapper out of the hairpin there. That won't have helped him at all.
No,
as he comes down the back straight, DRS, he looks like he's backing out maybe, I'm not too sure, but Charlie's put himself up into second. It's a good lap time from the Toro Rosso driver. Fletcher into the final chicane. Someone's bumped the wall somewhere, and the Williams, nope, he's wasted up, he's out, he's crashed, he's ruined it, he's going to start from last, and that's not where you want to be in any situation, and he's completely messed it up, and that's probably going to ruin a few lap times behind maybe. Looks like everyone else is backed out of it at the moment as well. Honey Badger's the only one. He's a second up on his best sector 2 time is the Honey Badger, so he's coming down the back straight. He's going to be the only one that can make any sort of improvement on here, because it looks like Alan Case slowed down, as is Badger as well in the other McLaren. So here comes the Honey Badger across the line, and he's heading for the line now on those ultra soft tyres. It's a 1 minute 8 flat. There you go. The gauntlet was set by Sinclair, and Honey Badger goes, take that, I will steal pole position, and that is it. Your grid is set.
Oh my god, what a lap! What a lap there! Unbelievable stuff, absolutely unbelievable stuff. 108 flat on the old sauce, the Honey Badger. It's just unbelievable. I can't stop saying it. It's just unbelievable stuff. But as a few comments there, Fletcher, he's not happy with that at all, to be fair. And Recon's time saying it's worst lap ever. Ooh, we'll have to wait and see on that one. But I'll let you do the classification, and if you want.
Yeah, no problem at all. So we know that the pole position for the second time this year as well on pole position took pole at Australia in Melbourne goes to Honey Badger, a 1 minute 8.004, just over a tenth clear of Sinclair in second in the Sauber, and the two of them on the ultra sauce, Charlie in third on the hyper sauce, 1.1 second down. It shows you just how hard it is to get a good lap round here with the way the track is. So Charlie in third, he'll be happy with that, but on the hypers, not the greatest starting tyre. Maximus and Mays on the hypers in 4th and 5th. Siege on the super softs, first runner on super softs in 6th. Then it's Yuzi, Recon, Badger and Alan Kay rounding out the top 10. Damien Plaster and Old Man Barry are 11th, 12th and 13th. And Fletcher rounds out the field starting from last in the grid in 14th. He did not set a lap time. His first lap time invalidated, and his second one, as we've seen, he put it in the wall of champions on the exit and into the pit wall on the left-hand side. So he's got it all to do in the race itself. But this is going to be a very interesting race indeed. I'm absolutely sure of that, Malp.
Definitely, definitely. I think it's going to be close, because I think the guys who are on the hypersofts, it's going to be absolutely close battles here. But they've got to try and get ahead as quickly as possible. But if you was racing tonight, Andy, if you was racing tonight and you started off with the hypersofts, would you have gone? You would have definitely gone for a 2-stop, you would say, to be fair.
Depends on driving style. I mean, it's certainly pushing you more towards it because of the fact that the hypersofts now, especially for those in the top 10, have already done 3 laps, so they're not going to get too far into this 35-lap race. Super softs could last, but you're more likely to pick up a puncture that way, so it's not an easy one. If I was racing tonight, I would have put it in the wall by now, so that's why I sit here. But those ones in the hyper softs, Charlie, Maximus and Mays especially, Uzi in 7th as well, they're going to want to use, excuse me, my apologies. Fletcher saying he got invalidated, didn't crash. It showed a crash on my screen, Fletcher, so apologies. But I'll take your word for it, my friend. But those in the hypersofts will want to use the additional grip off their tyre, off the line, to try and jump the McLaren and the Sauber into turn number 1. They're going to have to be very careful, the drivers, going through turn 1 and 2, because it is very tight round here into that corner, and they're going to need to be very, very careful as they go along. My pick, though, to watch out for is watch out for Siege, the championship leader, in 6th position. He's the first driver on the hardest compound super soft tyres, so he can go long into this race, and as long as he can stay out of trouble in the first couple of laps, avoid getting any contact or any damage, he could be, I would expect to see him at least on the podium, because those tyres and the pace that he does have will put him in a very good place at the end of the race. But I'm going to let you take us to the grid, Milk, and I'm going to let you take the start and take us round the first lap.
Oh, that's just under pressure on the debut of the TTTV.
Hey, I don't take it easy. Chuck you in the deep end, mate.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Andy. You've got Honey Badger in first, Sinclair in second, Charlie in third, Maximus in fourth, May in fifth, Siege in sixth, Yuzi in seventh, Recon in eighth, Badger in ninth, Alan K in 10th, Damien in 11th, Plaster in 12th, Old Man Barry in 13th, and Fletcher going into 14th. And the cars are all set and slowly getting to their grids. I hope you're nervous. I hope you're ready, because I'm on the edge of my seat now, starting on this. So here we go. Oh, the camera view has completely gone. 1 light, 2 lights, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 red lights, and we are go, go, go. Oh, good start from everyone. One of the Williams has just gone out the back here. Oh, Renault's just gone outside there. But as you can see, oh, contact. There's contact there, Andy. What do you think of that?
I would say 4 wide into turn 1, and May's unfortunately the one in the middle and got spun right round, and his good qualifying has been ruined already. Unfortunately, he's spun again trying to get it back on track, so I'll come away from him because he won't be happy at hearing that. But Honey Badger's done what he needs to do and get away from the start and avoid any issues there. Sinclair still in second. Maximus is into third place, up a position already. Uzi's made himself up 3 places up to fourth already, with Charlie, the big loser there already, but he's right onto the back of, it's actually Siege onto the back of Charlie, heading into the hairpin at turn number 10, and thinks better off it at the moment, but he's now got the inside line. Who's going to get in the power better? The Toro Rosso's got the benefit at the moment, as it does come down the back straight for the first time. But yes, multiple drivers side by side into turn 1, and May's just ended up being the unfortunate one that was in the wrong place and got absolutely pitched into a spin. He won't be too chuffed at that. But at the end of lap 1, Honey Badger already out of DRS range up front.
Oh, definitely. As you was watching, I was watching Siege's battle with Charlie, to be fair, and it was just absolutely immense stuff. And I thought he would have done like a two-in-a-bed situation. Now, you probably hear all those catchphrases that they're just out of nowhere, so you probably think, what the hell's that? I'll explain during the stream and stuff. But looking at it now, Siege is trying closing on Charlie for 5th. Alan Case coming in right at the back of Siege with 4/10 at the minute, so we've got a little bit of a train going on here. Like from Uzi all the way down to possibly Recon? Yeah, possibly from Recon stuff.
Yeah, definitely.
Just looking at it from that point of view here, Andy, Honey Badger's slowly trying to pull away from Sinclair. Fletcher's pulling back up to 10th place at the moment here, but this will be the part where everyone needs to try and get as close as possible when they get the DRS. Oh, Charlie's gone a little bit wide there, and Siege is trying to try and have an advantage here. Oh, we might have a 2. Unbelievable stuff, side by side here. Look at that. Charlie, Siege, Charlie. Siege has moved up to 5th now. Coming up to the Wall of Champions now. And then coming in with these, Honey Badger's done the fastest lap of 1:11.6, Andy. And Alan Kate's trying to close in.
Yeah, Alan Kay getting a great run there. Charlie got sideways, nearly hit the Wall of Champions. Recon up the inside there, Badger also, so we've got plenty of action going round. Charlie's held the position on the Ferrari, and Recon trying to go around the outside of Badger now, but Badger's got the inside line for the next turn, but the Red Bull, the Dutchman, pulls ahead. He makes the place in amongst all of that hassle going on, but Charlie nearly lost out 2 places there after Siege getting by. He got a poor exit out of the final chicane, and Alan Kay got a great run, but just unable to make the move stick into turn number 1. But Recon around the outside the Badger and able to get the move done before turn 4.
Oh, definitely there, Andy. But like I said, that Red Bull's definitely got some wings there. We've had those energy drinks so much there, and unbelievable stuff. And we might have a 3-car battle here. Oh, the Ferrari! Oh, a little bit of contact there on turn 10 on the hairpin. rubbish view on that one, but looking at it from the camera view there. But look at it, we've got the Red Bull trying to go there. The Recon trying to close in on Alan Kay. Alan Kay's going to go side by side. We might have a 3. Oh, I thought we were going to have a 3 in a bed there, but Alan Kay's just moved up to 6, and what a move! Brilliant stuff, but Charlie holding on there, but Charlie's really struggling at the minute there, Andy, and he's dropping down like a domino effect here.
Yeah, those Hypersoft tyres will be starting to go off. He was struggling for grip. He's got Fletcher now on the back of him. Fletcher just dispatched Badger down the back straight under DRS, so easy stuff there for the Williams driver, and he's going to try and make mincemeat out of Charlie's Toro Rosso. Those Hypersofts are like chewing gum at the moment. He'll be struggling, and he'll be screaming in agony. He'll be trying to extend the stint another couple of laps if he can, just to make it better. Window, he's dropping like an absolute fly at the moment. Sinclair, mind you, up front though, if we go back to the front of the grid, Sinclair was about a second and a half down on Honey Badger a couple of laps ago. He's right onto the back of the McLaren.
Andy, we've got a 3 situation here. Fletcher's moved up to 6 within 1 turn. Oh, what a move! Brilliant! Oh, Red Bull Recon trying to hold on to 7th, and he moves up. What a move! Oh, brilliant stuff.
I'm glad you got that one, because I was looking in the wrong place there, but yeah, we're getting by Fletcher with nose quick, and he's just showing himself. That's him up from 14th on the grid in 5 laps. Meanwhile, Sinclair still onto the back of Honey Badger into turn 1, but unable to do anything. Uzi's the first one to make a pit stop, and Charlie as well, so the Hypersoft runners are now heading for pit lane. So the only ones still out in the Hypersofts are Badger and Maximus in 3rd and 8th.
Definitely, but the tyre wear situations, as I said earlier, could have been about 4 or 5 laps on the Hypers. The Super Softs probably last about, would you say 18 laps? 18? Well,
probably quite easily, I'd say, yeah. As long as you're not got an over-aggressive driving style, you should probably quite easily do that, I'd imagine. Maybe even into the 20s, depending on your style.
Yeah, if you can manage your tyres really well, then you can do it with like up to 22, can't you? I feel like I'm pushing my luck here on 22 laps on the Super Softs, but I'm watching it now. Sinclair and Honey Badger on the DRS straight coming up to turn 11, 12. But Sinclair's trying to close in on Honey Badger for the first place on lap 5 of 35 of the TTFL League. And I'll tell you what, I'm absolutely enjoying this. The 5 laps of this, it's just absolutely insane in the membrane stuff on here.
Yeah, still got 30 laps to go. So to buckle yourself in, there's a long way to go in this race. There's plenty still to happen. And the good thing I'm happy at is that all 14 drivers are still in this race at the moment. Although we've seen a wee bit of incident into turn 1 on the first lap, everybody is still running, and obviously that's an important thing too, because even if it gets down to 10 drivers and then someone retires, even though they had finished 10th because he's retired, they'll get no points for that. So it's definitely something you want to do, is finish the race. We've got Maximus, I think, has made a mistake possibly, I'm not too sure, but Siege has got past him. Oh yeah, wing damage to the front right hand corner of that Haas. And I said it during qualifying, he's got some good pace but just overdrives the car sometimes, and I think his Hypersofts have had enough, and he's hit the wall, I think, on the exit of what would be turn number 4 and 5, the chicane, through sector 1, so he's going to be heading for pit lane, but he would have been due a pit stop about now anyway.
Yeah, definitely. But look at it, Recon's trying to close in on Maximus, who's, as you said, he has a bit of a front wing damage. But look at Fletcher. He started off 14th and he moves up to 4th within 6 laps.
Definitely so. Obviously taking advantage, managed to avoid any of the hassle, and that's it. You know, when you start down the field, you can either look like an absolute hero, or you look like an absolute zero. And Fletcher's looking like a hero at the moment. He is up 10 positions from starting in 14th, so keep an eye on that gap to Siege. It's 1.1 seconds at the moment. That's ultra softs on the Williams, so you would expect the Williams to close in, but how quickly will he close into the back of Siege? I'm still saying keep an eye on Siege. I do expect him to be on the podium if he can keep that car pointing in the right direction, but the speed at the front to Honey Badger and Sinclair, they're nearly 10 seconds clear of the rest of the field, as they're absolutely flying away up front, and they're still nose to tail. But that Sauber still not able to make a move through at the moment. Honey Badger got good defensive driving, we've seen it at Melbourne, and he's positioning his car well at the moment. Fletcher's really closed up to the back of Siege already, so he's going to try and get a good exit out of the turn 10 hairpin and see if he can DRS past that Renault down the back straight. Let's have a look at this here as they go over the detection point now. DRS now wide open, and I get the
Oh,
feeling this is going to be an absolute slam dunk. Give that man a biscuit, a cup of tea, and a newspaper. You can have that done before the braking zone, and that's an easy move. I don't think Siege would have thought that too much because he knows that he's on a different strategy to Fletcher, and he lets the Williams through. That is Fletcher now onto the podium from the back of the grid.
that's a brilliant drive, to be fair. A brilliant recovery drive from Fletcher to start from the back and all the way up to third at the minute. And I wouldn't be surprised if he gets closer to Sinclair and Honey Badger before they get pitted in. Probably about another. The rate that he's going at the minute, I reckon probably about another 5-6 laps. I might be exaggerating a bit.
Yeah, no, I'd say anywhere between 5 to maybe 8 laps, depending on how good their setup is and how good the tyres are. Because it's obviously the type of track it is. It's not got any like long corners that are going to wear the tyres out like turn 3 at the Catalunya circuit last week. So you've got a bit more chance. It's more braking in a straight line and quick chicane turns, so it's not as much a big wear, hence why it's the 3 softest compounds. So keep an eye on that gap. It's just under the 10-second mark at the moment from Fletcher to the front two. Keep an eye on how quick that comes down, see how quick Fletcher is, because then we'll really be able to see what pace he's got here tonight. But Sinclair, I think he's maybe just looking for a way past Honey Badger at the moment, but happy to sit there until the pit stop phase, keep it clean, maybe try and jump him, maybe come in a lap earlier. They're both doing great pace at the moment and keeping a great gap to those behind, so they don't need to push it, they don't need to fight each other. If they do, they're probably just going to ruin their own race. So I think Sinclair will be happy to sit there for the moment and maybe try and get the undercut through the pit stop phase, or maybe even the overcut if Honey Badger decides to pit first.
Yeah, I think this is a tough one. Like, if you was in that position where Sinclair... Oh, Fletcher's got a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. But like I say, if you was in Sinclair's situation, would you do for the undercut if you was in this position, or would you go for the overcut from Honey Badger?
I mean, depending on what, if you had in his mind what lap he wants to pit, all going well, and I'm sure he'll probably be driving the car possibly more to deltas at the moment to keep those tyres in peak condition, and then depending on how he feels the tyres are, he'll maybe either drop into the pits before Honey Badger will have to then respond to that the following lap to avoid being undercut, or if Honey Badger goes in first, he'll maybe try and either follow him in and then just try and catch him on the exit, or do another lap and see if he can just pump in a really quick lap, save up some of the battery, save a bit of fuel maybe, and see if he can go for that way round instead. So it'll be interesting to see what happens here. We've got another few laps, so before that comes about. 9th place, Yuzi down the order to Mason 14th. They've all made at least one stop at the moment, and as you can see, every single one of them have put on the super soft tyres, which is not a surprise to see at all.
No, definitely not there. But I'm still watching this battle between Honey Badger and Sinclair. There'll be another battle going on between Charlie and Maximus in a minute, but I want to try and see if Sinclair can finally try and get past Honey Badger as quickly as possible. Because at the moment, Honey Badger's doing absolutely well just to hold on for first. But this DRS, they're just doing the slide there. It's just absolutely insane stuff. But Sinclair doing everything he can to try and get that momentum going. And he's a little bit behind on Honey Badger. He was 3/10 before the DRS straight. But looking at it now, will he try and get another opportunity here before the World Champions? And nearly graced there, but coming there, trying still 5/10. Maximus has moved up to 10th. Charlie's dropped down to 11th now.
Yeah, I've been watching that one there. They've got a better exit out of the turn 5 and 6 chicane at the end of sector 1, and obviously DRS down there, quite an easy move for the Haas driver, but he needs to keep it on the road now.
Yeah, I'm just watching this battle now between Maximus and Charlie, but Maximus is on a little bit of a fresher tyre wear situation, but TTG Sinclair has got a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings, so that's not good to keep on, but he's going to have to watch out because of Fletcher trying to catch up, obviously, into the top 2 from his great recovery drive as well. But Charlie's doing everything he can to try and close in on Maximus. Plaster, hopefully he doesn't get injured himself on that one, with the A6 trying to do I couldn't say that, with the penalty situation with 3 seconds, multiple warning situations there. So, but yeah, looking at it now, Sinclair doing everything he can. That's the only closest battle we've got at the moment here. But lap 11 or 35 of the TTFL League, and I'll tell you what, this has been some. Sorry, lap 12 now of the TTFL league. So, but yeah, it's great stuff.
Yeah, no, brilliant stuff here on TTFL or here on TTTV as always. Got action across the week. I'll advertise everything later on once the race is finished. But as I say, I do think Sinclair is just sitting in there and just keeping happy. You can see Fletcher's not gaining on these two guys at all at the moment. So these guys do seem to have the legs over the guys, the rest of the field here. And as I said earlier on, there's no point in them having a huge battle over the lead of the race at this point. All they're going to do is just cost themselves time later on and allow those in the chasing pack to catch up. So they're keeping it clean and tidy and just running the laps basically at the moment until the pit stop phase. After the pit stop phase is where we're going to see it really spice up if these two are still this close on track, because then it'll have to be a move on from there. But Fletcher, since he's got in a third, he's pulled 5 seconds clear of Siege, who's in 4th place. Obviously Siege on the hardest compound super softs as well, but Fletcher's not really gained too much on them. It's fluctuated from about 10 to about 9.5 seconds, never much more than that. These front two look pretty comfortable at the moment. We've got a Ferrari round. Alan Kay is round heading out of turn number 9, and he's managed to avoid any contact with anybody, but it's dropped him down the order. Let's see if he's got any damage to the front wing. He does indeed on the left hand side. Huge amount of damage there, and that's going to be the Irishman heading for pit lane. Probably a bit an earlier stop than he wanted, being on those ultra soft tyres. He's going to have to try and make those super softs last as long as possible now, but he's obviously made a mistake out of that chicane, hit the wall, facing the wrong direction, and he's going to have to get a wing change now. That's going to cost Maranello a few euros indeed.
Yeah, definitely. Fletcher's got another 30-second time penalty for multiple warnings. Alan Kay has pitted now, so Charlie Wood move up to 10th now. Again, I'm still watching the Honey Badger and Sinclair situation as it is the closest battle in the race itself. So Honey Badger's done it. Like I said, Alan, yeah, but yeah, it's just Andy. Sorry, I don't know why I said Alan. I am not with it. Oh, I need to drink afterwards, so I'll need to retire after this, after the first go. But yeah. I do apologise. I don't know why I said Alan then. But yeah, Andy, I tell you what, like I said, Honey Badger's done a fantastic job, to be fair, holding on for first. But you would think the Ultrasofts would slightly going to go at some point, surely.
Yeah, I'd expect to see them in within the next 2, maybe 3 laps, 5 at a very, very push if they've been able to keep them. But I'm expecting the next 2 or 3 laps, one of them is going to have to pull the trigger. It's just a case of, does Honey Badger go first as he gets a big slide coming out of what is, I believe, turn at number 6 there. But no problems at all. The yellow flag somewhere in sector 2, try and see what's going on there. It's back to green, so I think the car ahead of the lead pack, which is about to be lapped, just having a little bit of a slide possibly, it is Alan Kay, having just came out of the pit lane after his pit stop, so he is about to be lapped by the lead pair. But these guys, as I say, it's just a case of who pulls the trigger first. Does the McLaren driver go for it, or does Sinclair decide to try and undercut and get a quick lap in? Because there's gaps behind now, and if you can easily, let's have a look here. Leaders gap. If you pit now, Sinclair's gone for it, so Sinclair's going for the undercut. Now, this should bring him out just behind Recon in 5th place at the moment, and there's a good gap between Recon and Plaster, so it's a good time to go for it. Fletcher's decided to do so as well, so Honey Badger now needs the absolute lap of his race here to get through, and he's got a lapped car up ahead. Luckily for him, it is Alan Kay, who is very good at knowing what's going on around him. I do believe it. Yeah, it is Alan Kay. So he needs a really good lap at the moment. Sinclair has came back out still in 2nd place ahead of Siege. So that's really important there for the Sauber.
Yeah, just as you was watching there, Maximus has moved up to 8th, passing Uzi on the first from turn 12 to the unlucky turn 13 before the World Champions there. But looking at it now, Sinclair's done very well to get back into within the top 2 at the moment here, so this might be an absolute beast of a time to get to try and get closer to Honey Badger here for the lead itself.
Here comes Honey Badger into pit lane as expected, has to react to Sinclair. And I was thinking the pit lane time would be about 20 seconds, but I keep forgetting it's a very fast entry into here, and the exit feeds you straight in to turn 2, so it's only about 17 seconds if you get a absolute spot on pit stop. Don't watch the track there with him, because he'll be away. It's fine, he'll have changed it. It's a known glitch, so don't worry about it. So where is Sinclair? He's just flew by going down into turn number 1, but Honey Badger, remember, has got the straight line into 2 side by side, and the McLaren holds on, and they are still nose to tail, and it just is the skin of the teeth there, and the McLaren holds on. So now we're going to have a battle, because now these two have made their pit stop. It's a race to the end. Sinclair needs to strike now. His tyres are up to temperature. He needs to try and do it on this lap, while Honey Badger still gets those tyres up to full racing temperature, having just came out of the pit lane. He's just clipped the wall, I think, as well there, because he was just weaving a little bit just out of turn 6 into 7 and 8 and 9, and heading up to the hairpin. So Sinclair needs a great exit out of the hairpin and down the back straight. He wants to try and strike while the iron's hot. He's got the more grippier, he's got the tyres up to temperature. Honey Badgers will just be coming into range now. He needs to see if he can do anything down the back straight to past the lake on the left hand side. They used to have the Olympic rowing there when Montreal hosted the Olympics back in the 80s. You get a lot of useless information when I'm commentating, trust me. But not able to do so, and Honey Badger holds on for now, but he's got a great run out of the final corner. Honey Badger's had to go defensive. Can Sinclair go round the outside? They're going to go side by side into turn 1. Tiniest of touches of wheels there, but that's fair and done, and the Salva driver is through at the moment, and he's got that place done. Brilliant stuff from Sinclair.
Oh, what a move! What a move from Sinclair! Brilliant stuff! Absolutely insane stuff here. We've got one battle here, but we've got another battle between Recon and Siege in a minute, so that could be another battle soon, which I'll probably watch in a minute. But looking at it from this point of view, that's a great move from Sinclair, so this should be an opportunity now to try and pull away from Honey Badger, when Sinclair was trying everything he could from the first stint of this race.
Definitely so. Now Honey Badger's going to try. He's locked up going into the hairpin, so that's not going to help him at all. But Sinclair, he'd done exactly what he needed to do. He pitted the lap early, and then he set the fastest lap of the race with a 1:11.1 on that lap as he made the move down into turn 1. Done exactly what he needed to do. Honey Badger going up the inside into the chicane. That's a brave move, but he's got it done. Sinclair, can he get on the power out? He's on the grass, and Honey Badger's got the DRS now, and he's going to be easily back through. So these guys are going to be fighting all the way to the flag if they don't hit each other, and they're very respectful racers, so I can see that happening for sure.
Yeah, that was close call. Yeah, definitely risking it for a biscuit here, but I bet you need a cup of tea after watching that there, Andy, to be fair, on that one.
Oh, so. No, I'm Scottish. Iron brew, staple diet.
I tell you what, I'll get the cases of the iron brews then and get it delivered on that one, and let's have a drink together on that one. But I tell you,
off it with me.
Oh god. Right, we've got a couple of battles as we speak. We've still got Honey Badger and Sinclair. We've got Siege and Recon having a ding dong battle as well, and also we've got Old Man Barry in 7th place with Maximus in 8th. So I don't know which one to pick. So I'll let you decide. I
would say stick with the leaders for now, because they're going down the back straight, and I'll watch the other battles, because that battle for 3rd is about to become a three-way, because Fletcher's closing up. But remember, Siege and Recon haven't pitted yet, and Fletcher has, so you follow the leads for now, and I'll keep an eye on the rest.
Okay. Here we go. Oh, Sinclair they're both just grace of the wall there, but Sinclair's trying to do everything close. Oh my god, oh, nearly there. But tell you what, Sinclair must be absolutely annoyed at trying to get past the Honey Badger. Absolutely insane. Recon's moved up to 3rd. Old Man's moved up to 7th now. This is going to be absolutely intense.
Oh
stuff.
No, wait a minute, Fletcher, he's going by Siege, so Recon got past Siege. It's Recon got by into turn 1 and 2, and then Fletcher nearly made it 3 wide for a minute. I think Siege backed out of it, and Fletcher up the inside on Recon as well. That's the fresher tyres for you, that's what's doing that one for him there. Maximus has moved ahead the Old Man Barry as well, but Fletcher 2 places in the space of Sector 1. Phenomenal stuff, but it just shows you what happens when you've got grippier tyres and fresher tyres. Recon in the wall there. I wonder if he's picked up any damage. He just brushed the wall out at turn 9. He's managed to carry on, but fresh tyres for Fletcher. And the one thing to notice as well with Fletcher, remember before the pit stops, he was 10 seconds behind the leaders. He's now only 7.7 down. He's actually gained time during that pit stop phase.
Definitely, definitely. And I tell you what, and it's just going to be absolutely insane stuff. But Sinclair's going to be side by side. Passing on Badger, and what a move! Brilliant stuff. Brilliant stuff. Recon has gone into the pits. Siege has moved up to 4th now. And I'll tell you what, if these two are still going on with these ding-dong battles here, I won't be surprised if Fletcher has a go at getting on these two, to be fair.
Well, now obviously, unlike earlier on, now they have to fight because there's no more pit stops to bring it into effect. So the more these guys fight, the more they're defending their line, the more Fletcher, who's got clean air, is going to start catching them. But obviously remember, Fletcher has 6 seconds worth of time penalties. Sinclair's got 3. I don't think Honey Badger's got any at the moment, so it still puts him in a very good position for later on into the race. Old Man Barry into the pits along with Yuzi as well, and the Force India driver picked up a 5-second penalty for speeding in pit lane, so that's not good for him at all. And I do think that's his 2nd stop of the race as well. It is indeed. So he's done 2 stops, as has Badger in the McLaren and Damien, as well as Honey Badger in the lead McLaren. Now Fancy's trying to get the lead back on Sinclair, heading down towards turn 1. Here we go, through over the finish line. Sinclair made the fastest lap of the race in that lap, so he's currently getting the A-Logo fastest lap of the race award at the moment, but we'll keep an eye on that. And if you are in the chat when we get closer to the end of the race, remember, who do you think's the driver of the day? Put that in the chat later on as well. We'll see at the end later on who gets the Week Wi-Fi Solutions Driver of the Day award. You can see all of that on Twitter by following TTFL F1 on Twitter.
Nice one. Cheers for that. Just still watching this battle here going on. Honey Badger's 2 tenths behind Sinclair stuff, but it's just, I'll tell you what, this is absolutely insane stuff. But Fletcher's got another 3-second time penalty, so that's 9 seconds worth of penalties. To be fair, Fletcher and Recon's time difference there, he will guarantee 3rd place at the moment, but he really does not want that if he wants to try and catch up there. But Honey Badger's going to go side by side with a 2 in a bed. 2 in a bed. Oh, side by side there. And what a move. What a move from Honey Badger. Brilliant stuff. Brilliant stuff.
That was really good there. Round the outside into the final chicane. Great move, very opportunistic from the McLaren, but good driving as well from Sinclair. He was very fair. He gave the space. He gave Honey Badger a car's width as well to get through, so can't fault Sinclair for that. He's lived to fight another day rather than trying to possibly get damage through there. So he's now the one in the position to gain DRS down here. So there's 3 DRS zones, remember. 1 down this straight they're on now, then down the back straight, and then down the front straight. So now it's his turn to use that DRS to his advantage, but very opportunistic. You don't normally see overtakes around the outside into the chicane, so that was very ballsy there from the McLaren driver.
Yeah, to be fair, would you ever do that? Would you ever do that as your
No,
move?
I'm not skilled enough. I'd end up in pit lane.
I'll be joining you on that one there, to be fair. It's just absolutely insane stuff. But I tell you what, here are, between us two, let's have a guess on this. Who do you think's going to win out of them 2 tonight? If it was them 2.
God, you're putting me in a spot here. Sinclair's Honey Badger needs a win. He should have had a win at least earlier on, but there have been some incidents. He's very quick. Sinclair's trying to redeem himself for the incident that put him out of the lead of the race after the safety car in Shanghai, so he's really pushing for it as well. It's a coin flip. You could take a 50p piece, flip it 10 times, probably get 5 heads, 5 tails. That's how close this is if these guys keep it on the track, so it's anybody's guess at this point. I'm a betting man sometimes, and I don't want to bet on this because I don't know who it's going to be. I just don't have a clue.
Fair enough, fair enough. Siege has done a fastest lap of 1 minute 10.7, so that's a cracking lap. So well done, mate. Fantastic lap. But I tell you what, you've put me under a lot of pressure on the first day of the grid stuff. So I thought, I tell you what, I'll give it back to you on that one to pick the winner out of those two on that one. So
And as much as I couldn't answer who I think it's going to be, I still picked the ball up and ran with it.
yeah, that's what you've just done there, haven't you? To be fair. I'll tell you what, I'm enjoying this, and I wish Andy would, stay here for more of this battle, the English-Scottish banter afterwards. So I enjoy it. To be fair,
It's good stuff. Certainly enjoying myself as well. But you never know. You might get me some other times throughout. You might get Spike joining you next week. He was joining me for a few races before this evening, so you might still get him joining your box. You never know. But I'm sure you'll do just fine on your own. Don't worry about it. I've got faith in you.
Oh, thank you. Oh. No, pressure's gone now. So Maximus try closing on Uzi for 7th place, and Damien's retired from the session. Siege has done another fastest lap of 1:10.7. I think that was just about a few hundreds or thousands quicker than his best time for the last one. So Maximus has just gone up to 7th after passing Uzi. Mays has passed Charlie from 12th to 11th. Sinclair still trying to close in on the Honey Badger moment here, but we've got yellow flag sector 1. I think that's because of Damien retired or had a DNF, and Damien
Just can't staying out of the way, I think.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. Sinclair. Oh, safety car. We've got a safety car here.
Ooh, right. So Damien must have crashed somewhere.
Perfect timing for Sinclair. Will this be the moment to try and get quicker time? Badger's got a drive-through penalty for speeding under the safety car. So
I'm surprised at Sinclair pitting. He's going for a hypersoft, so he's obviously feeling he's got the speed there, and he thinks with his newer tyres. That's a bold strategy because he needs to get past ahead of Fletcher as well now. So it's not just Honey Badger. He needs to get by Fletcher, but he will be right behind them. So that could be the move of the race, actually. Might not be an overtaking move on the track. It might be that strategy call there just at the opportunistic moment for Sinclair to come into the pits and put on the hypers. Recon and Siege look like they're going to follow suit as well, with the gap behind to Plastic being quite high, so they're not going to lose any positions to the drivers behind. So yeah, didn't expect Sinclair to do that, but he has only lost the one place, and he's now on the softest compound. So we are in for an absolute grandstand finish, because you're going to have Honey Badger and Fletcher, who we know are quick. You've got the Ferrari in there as well, which I do believe is Alan Kay in the middle of the race leader in second place. Yeah. You've got a Toro Rosso as well in there, which is Charlie, between the Salba of Sinclair, and then you've got the Renault, which I believe is Mays, who's a lap down at the moment. But you're going to have Recon and Siege onto the back of this. We're going to have at least the top 5 fighting it out for this win, as long as they can get through the lap traffic once we restart. This is going to be a heck of a finish. Don't go anywhere if you're watching. This is going to be an absolute barnstormer.
Yeah, everyone's gone into the pits. Alan Kay's got a 5-second stop-go penalty for ignoring yellow flags. We did see a few other penalties, but I could not remember which ones there were, so we'll probably have to recap them afterwards. But majority of the drivers have gone in now after what happened with Sinclair. So Sinclair's gone back into second, trying to close in on the Honey Badger. But where's Fletcher? Fletcher's just coming out now with Alan Kay, I believe.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, so it's Alan Kay.
Recon's now ahead of Fletcher. So that's an interesting one. So Fletcher's decided to do the same thing as Sinclair did and go for a hypersofts. And he's just tried to lap Alan Kay under safety car and realised he'll get a penalty for it, so he's had to back out of that. So Fletcher now on hypersofts, Siege is on hypersofts in 5th, Fletcher in 4th. You've got Recon on new ultrasofts in 3rd, Sinclair in 2nd on new hypersofts, and then Honey Badger on 10 lap old supersoft tyres. Can he hold on once the safety car comes in? This is going to be an absolute barnstormer of a finish. Don't go anywhere. This is going to be really, really fun indeed.
Oh, I tell you what, I'm just going to take the ball off you, and I want to ask you the same question. Who's going to win tonight's race? based on what you've seen from the safety car.
Right, now you need about a 5-sided coin, so it's not happening. It's really hard because you've got drivers now on brand new Hypersoft tyres. Siege has been set, he's set fastest laps of the race. He's currently got the fastest lap of the race as well, and that was on the Ultrasofts, so he's still not out of this either. And fifth, Fletcher's came all the way up from 14th, and fourth, Recon's quick as well. Sinclair and Honey Badger was seen fighting all race long, and obviously Sinclair's got the fresh tyres. It's Honey Badger who's in the non-optimum position because he's got 11 lap old super softs now, and obviously he's got to keep the temperature behind this safety car, which is going very slowly indeed. So he's going to be losing temperature, and it's going to be harder for him to get the temperature back into those tyres than it is for those behind to get the temperature into theirs, because they're fresh tyres, so it'll be a lot easier for him to do so. So Honey Badger's got it all to do here if he wants to take his first victory of TTFL this season.
Oh, definitely, but I would have gone in at the same on the second lap of the safety car moment for Honey Badger, because now he's going to be a sitting duck unless he can pull away from the Hypersofts and the Ultrasoft guys. It's going to be very, very interesting stuff. But, oh, Charlie's got a 5-second stop-go penalty for severe collision with Siege. That's weird.
That's not a very good one. Hopefully Siege hasn't picked up any damage out of that one there from... I don't know, where is he? There he is in the back of the safety car in this lap, so get ready to go. Now, if anyone can hold on those tyres, I think Honey Badger could be the man to do it, because we've shown some brilliant defensive driving all season so far, and in this race as well, so this is going to be an absolute brilliant one. You can take it away for the first lap on the restart, and I'll keep an eye on what's going on behind and see what I can see.
Yeah, I'm just watching, still watching it from Sinclair's point of view here. Everyone's all trying to warm up the tyres and see if Honey Badger just try and pull away as quickly as possible. And I think he is. He's going to go away. DRS is now back in enabled now, and Honey Badger's pulling away left, right, and centre. But tell you what, guys, there's quite a few cars in the middle there, but Sinclair will have a chance here to try and close in on Honey Badger for the top two of this race. And we only got 7 laps left. 7 laps left of this race, and I cannot wait to see what it's going to happen next.
Definitely so. Obviously they've got a few lapped cars between Recon and the two at the front, so they've got to try and do what they can now. There's only one car now between Recon and the leaders, and that is Maze, who's currently occupying 10th place, but he'll keep out of the way as quickly as he can. And there he goes out. Recon really went into the side here. There needs to be careful trying to draft alongside. So now Recon's clear, Fletcher's now clear as well. So now these guys can head on through to try and catch up to the back of the leaders.
Yeah, sorry about that. Just watching this battle here for the top two. Sinclair will take the lead here on the DRS straight. We've got yellow flag sector 2 now. But Honey Badger will be a sitting duck here. He's trying to go defensive here. Sinclair's trying to get the slipstream on that one. Oh my God. Honey Badger nearly went into the left where Sinclair was there. But Sinclair, oh my God. Oh, where's Bob Sinclair where you need him with the sinking situation here? But here it goes with the Honey Badger moments here. Oh my days. But Honey Badger's holding on. Absolutely insane stuff here. And I'll tell you what, Andy. I'll tell you what. Insane stuff. But Uzi's trying to close in on Maximus to try and go for the 6th place. Fletcher's trying to get past Recon here. 3-car battle here. But I want to go back to the Sinclair moment. And I am so sorry.
Fletcher up the inside, sorry. He's going up the inside of Recon. Recon's going to hold on round the outside. Who's going to get... Williams has got the DR, in fact no DRS at the moment. He just pulls ahead for better traction on the Hypersource, so Fletcher into third.
But Sinclair's gone side by side. Alan Kay's retired, but Sinclair's side by side with a turn of bed on turn 10 at the hairpin. Absolutely insane stuff. Honey Badger's holding on. Oh my God, I need a drink, quick, because before this is happening. Right, here we go.
I'll
Sinclair.
carry on there when you get the drink. Sinclair's on the back coming down to the chicane. Let's see if he can do anything. He's going to try and repeat the trick, but he's unable to do so. Nearly to the front wing. Watch Fletcher. He's going to get now on the Salva down into turn 1. DX is now enabled, and Fletcher now picks up the fastest lap of the race at the moment. Prix.
Um,
Right.
sorry to interrupt, Andy. Your voice is breaking up again. Sorry about that. Your voice is breaking
Carry
up
on.
again. Sinclair's going on, trying to hold on for second, but Fletcher's trying to do everything he can from third place here. Hopefully Andy will come back as quickly as possible. Trying to sort out with his microphone stuff, but Fletcher trying to get closing in on Sinclair now. Oh my God, we might have a four-car battle, 5 laps left. Honey Badger will definitely be a sitting duck again. And I've said this every time, but he's still holding on for first, and he's doing a magnificent job, to be fair. But yeah, Fletcher, oh my God. Sinclair's trying to get the slipstream. Honey Badger's going back onto the racing line there, but Sinclair watching it from Fletcher's point of view here, going past the wall of champions. Oh, Sinclair's hit the wall there a little bit, just grazed there, but holding on there. But Fletcher tries to do everything he can to try and close in. 4 laps left. 4 laps left of the TTFL League. Oh my God, this is brilliant. Brilliant stuff. Oh, I do not. This is what a way to start your commentary for you guys. Absolutely insane. Oh, 3-car battle for first place. Oh, Fletcher's just holding on there. Andy, are you okay to carry on?
I hope so. Hopefully you can still hear me now.
Yeah,
better
can hear you now.
But yeah, Honey Badger's doing a great job at the moment. Sinclair going to the outside as he come into turn 8 and 9, but no, the McLaren holds on again and keeps the position for now. Fletcher's trying to sneak his way through as well, but Sinclair holds on, and Recon's just watching this. He's got the prime point of view here. Fletcher up the inside. Can Sinclair swing back? Fletcher's going to try and take the lead of this race now, going down the back straight, but Honey Badger holds on for now. Here we go, down towards the chicane for the 31st time out of 35, and Fletcher's moved himself up into second place from the back of the grid. He's going to go to the outside line through the chicane, but Honey Badger again positions that McLaren very nicely indeed and holds on to the lead of the race. Recon's right onto the back of Sinclair, and you can see Siege in the background now closing into the back of this as well. Recon with a late Daniel Ricciardo move up the inside, but just manages to avoid any damage and backs out here at the last second here. 4 laps to go now. This is getting very, very spicy indeed. Fletcher looking for his 3rd victory of the season that will likely put him into the top of the championship. He goes left, he goes right, he goes Sinclair's going to try and take advantage now, back up the inside of the Williams onto the DRS one. Is back through there. Fletcher tried to get a good run now to the chicane there and just got caught. Honey Badger again positioning his car in a defensive manner, and remember Fletcher's got 9 seconds worth of penalties. He needs to get clear of this lot and go. The safety car is the worst thing for him, and he's chucked it up the inside. Little bit bumpy bargy there. Sinclair holds on to that. Recon's in the background now.
My God,
end up free wide here, aren't we?
Oh yeah, we might have a three-car battle here for this is for the podium stuff. Oh Recon, oh my God. Fletcher is the one who's dropping down at the moment here, but Sinclair going back into the lead. Brilliant stuff. Oh, a little bit of contact between the Honey Badger and Sinclair, but the Sinclair pulls away from the Honey Badger. Honey Badger will be absolutely gutted here. All he had was another few more laps and he would have won his first ever race, but Fletcher goes side by side with Recon. Oh, a little bit of contact there, but Recon's going back up and he moves up to 3rd here. What a move!
Struggling to figure out what to do.
Oh, brilliant!
Fletcher trying again. He's pushed Recon back there maybe a little bit. There he is. Back to go 3 wide. This is not.
Yeah, you're breaking up again, Andy. Sorry. You're breaking up again. Oh my God, Recon's trying to close in on Fletcher. We might have a 2. We might have a 2 in the bed. Oh, just ahead for the podium stuff here. Recon's got a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings here, Andy. Absolutely insane stuff. But however, Fletcher has got 9 seconds worth of penalties. Bear that in mind, so he will drop down back to 7th. In this race, but Mays has got a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. 2 laps left. Will we see any shocks tonight?
But that's 18 laps on the super sauce. Fletcher and Recon side by side
Oh!
again, a little bit more bumpy bargy with the wheels. Fletcher needs to be careful. He's a good driver, but some people think he's got a bit of a rep. He needs to be very careful indeed. He's up to third, but he's got more penalties. Siege is going to end up in the podium because he's not got a single penalty, and these two guys ahead have 9 and 3 seconds worth. So Siege is going to end up taking the final podium unless he gets caught up in any incident with these guys that causes him to crash out of the race. So Sinclair's got a second clear of Honey Badger now as he comes up to start the final lap. He's out of DRS range at the moment, just about, but Fletcher and Recon and Siege just needs to sit there because he is in the prime position in terms of penalties. Recon up the inside line, Fletcher bumps him, goes straight on. Again, he needs to give that place back because that was side by side. He's pulling over to the side. Is he allowing them through? He's slowing down a little bit, but he's not keeping there, and pulls back in front. Recon up the inside into turn number 1. Side by side go the Red Bull and the Williams driver again. Fletcher squeezes him wide, and Siege is going to take the position on the road nearly. No, not able to get the traction down of these two. Really battling it out onto the final lap. Fletcher into third at the moment. Recon doesn't need to push it that much because it's 3-second time penalty for 9 seconds of penalties for Recon. Honey Badger 3 seconds. That's going to even it out between him and Sinclair, I think. So that should give the victory to the Salva driver as long as he gets through this final mile and a bit of circuit. Recon and Fletcher are still going at it, and I get a funny feeling if they end up in the commentary, Recon into the wall there, he needs to be very careful of that one. We could end up with a wee bit of an argument maybe going on, who knows, we'll see. Into the hairpin for the final time, but I'm going to jump to Sinclair because he is coming down the back straight for the final time. Put it in pole position in China for Shanghai. Made a mistake at the end of the safety car period. It caused him to retire. He comes out of the final corner and he's going to cross the line to win the Canadian Grand Prix as Recon and Fletcher are once again thumping and bumping wheels, and that's another time penalty. Siege is going to sneak through. Honey Badger actually takes the win on penalties, so I thought it was the other way round. Siege takes third, Recon fourth, Fletcher fifth. That was a weave. Maximus up to fourth on penalties. Fletcher now down to 6th place as Uzi into 7th place, but Honey Badger on penalties steals the victory. So Sinclair actually had 6 seconds worth there. Siege on the podium as I expected him to be with the penalty situation. Maximus with his best result of the season up to 4th. Recon and Fletcher, well, if they guys join us for the interviews, it's going to be a spicy little meatball.
Just a tiny bit there, but absolutely insane stuff there. But congratulations to the Honey Badger. That was a brilliant drive from him, and Sinclair will be absolutely gutted because he thought he just managed to do it, but he missed out by 1.6 seconds? I do
1.6 after penalties, yeah.
Yeah, so he'll be absolutely gutted. But don't get me wrong, Honey Badger's done a brilliant drive to defend as well, and tell you what, if this is what it's going to be like throughout the rest of the season, I can't wait for the commentary stuff, to be fair.
Well, this is what it's been like through the first 4 races. So you're in for a treat to the end of the season.
Oh, brilliant stuff, brilliant stuff. But do you want to do the classification?
I will run through them just as they come up on the screen. Let's see how long it takes. There we go. So Honey Badger takes the victory, 3 seconds over 6 seconds of penalties to Sinclair in second. Siege takes third with no penalties at all, and I did say that was likely to happen. Maximus jumps up to 4th because of Recon and Fletcher. Look at Fletcher, 18 seconds worth of penalties, finishing in 6th place. Recon in 5th. Uzi takes 7th place with Old Man Barry in 8th. Plaster 9th. Maze rounds out the top 10, and the fastest lap of the race, looking at it here, it goes to Fletcher, a 1 minute 10.5, so he will get the A logo fastest lap of the race award. Be interesting to see who gets the driver of the race award from later on. Just check out at TTFL _F1 on Twitter for that, or follow TTG Gaming Esports on Twitter as well. I get the feeling though it would be Honey Badger because he only done the 1 stop. Looked like it might have been the wrong choice there, staying on the super sauce, but with penalties and staying close enough and good driving, he's taken his first victory of the season. Phenomenal race indeed. Now let's see who fancies talking to us. We'll let a few of the drivers drop out of the lobby first of all, and then what I'll do is I'll go and see if I can find them. You'll need to accept the invite to them, but I'll go and find them for you, and do the recommendation, and then you can just go in and accept them. But we'll give it a couple of minutes here to let some of them just drop out of the lobby that don't want to, and then we'll see who's left, and we'll have a wee chat with them before we finish up. But there you go, Malk. End of your first TT Commentary on TTTV. Sum it up.
What a race! What an epic race, to be fair. There's so many battles. I enjoyed the top four battle near the end of the race. I thought this was going to be absolutely insane stuff. But and I can't stop saying it. I do apologise if you get sick and tired of it. I do apologise, but I can't help it. It's just the excitement of the commentary, the excitement of watching. And I tell you what, I'd be interested to see who the drivers that Andy would pick as well, and it'd be interesting to be fair. And I can't wait to hear their views. But as but yeah, as Andy might say, we could be a little bit spicy, shall we say, on that one.
Definitely so. I'm just trying to work my way through who's stayed in the lobby and who fancies joining us because I don't have all of them on my friends list, so it's a big drop. But I'll do my best to find as many as possible. They might not all join us at the end, but we will see what goes on.
Yeah, definitely.
So I'll let you talk. If you talk over and out, because each time you go to the blue screen, you won't be able to hear me. So I'll just run through what I can. So you just carry on for a moment, and I'll see who I can invite.
Okay, mate. I'll just wait to you tell me when everyone's in and and I'll invite them back in. But I can't wait, guys. But yeah, I absolutely enjoyed it, and it's an honour and privilege, and I can't wait for the rest of the season. It'll be some absolutely immense moments, and Honey Badger, Sinclair, and Fletcher. I mean, I'm not sure what actually happened between Fletcher and Recon during those battles there, but looking at it there, but hopefully we'll get their views. Just have to wait and see what happens there. But to be fair, I mean, I absolutely enjoyed it from the commentary side point of view, and like I said, I just can't wait. And I keep repeating it because it's just, I'll be normal self next week. Don't worry on that one. But just waiting for Andy to just give me the go ahead to say if they're all in and ready to go. And I'll get
So what you'll need to do now then, after I've put over the recommendations, so just jump back. If you jump to the chat part.
Yep. I've invited them now, mate. So
Cool.
just while we're waiting for the guys to get themselves joining tonight, but like I said, I like to hear their thoughts, their views of the race tonight. We've got Honey Badger's the winner of the Canadian Grand Prix tonight. So you all right, Honey Badger? How you doing?
Oh, yeah, I am very well, thank you.
You sound knackered, to be fair, on that one. But
Fucking finally.
oh, I bet you was delighted with that, to be fair.
Yeah, definitely. I honestly thought that I lost the race when the safety car came out. I really did.
Oh, did you ever thought that? I thought you would have gone in when when Sinclair got in, when the safety car
Yeah,
came out. I thought you would have gone in when he came out the second time stuff. So, well, the second lap, sorry. I thought you had gone in to try and do the hyper soft, but you did well, to be fair, on the super softs to hold on.
yeah, thank you. It was
Um,
just, I had, like, the straight line speed that I had over Darren, that was just the key, I guess. I think that was the only way that I stayed ahead of him on the super softs in the end.
okay, okay. Just have to wait and see what happens there. But
Well,
for
well, I've got to say though, for you, Honey Badgers, we seen you've been quick. You had obviously Melbourne, you put it in pole, and obviously we had the incident that dropped you down the field. Does this finally feel like a little bit of redemption from round number one to finally be on that top step?
Yeah, definitely, definitely. As well as the Aspiration China that I lost on a penalty. I
That's
wasn't happy
right,
with that
yeah, good
one.
point.
I almost didn't get any penalty this race, but like I was pushing so hard, like after the safety car got back in again, that I did get one penalty, but I still won it. So
No,
I'm
it's really
very happy
great.
with that.
And how was that battle between you and Sinclair? Because me and Malk were we were going absolutely crazy watching you fighting back and forth, back and forth. You done an audacious move at one point, round the outside into the final chicane and made it stick. How was it battling with the Salba driver out there? It looked really good, but really respectful at the same time from our point of view. How was it from the seat of that McLaren?
Yeah, it definitely was very good. I really enjoyed it. Um, as I said, I think that my straight line speed had definitely helped me a lot. Um, because I couldn't really stay ahead of him when he was behind me in my DRS. So yeah, I don't know. I think from lap, I think from the beginning even we were just having the battle all the way. So really enjoyed it.
Did you think when the safety car came out and the guys behind you pitted it, did you think, oh God, that's maybe ruined it for me now? But did you ever feel that way, or did you still feel pretty confident despite the fact you were on the older tyres compared to everyone behind you?
No, 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 no. As soon as I saw Darren go in, I wasn't really paying attention because the safety car came out when I was on the straight, and I was just checking other things except for like on what lap we were actually on and like if I should pit or not. And then he went in, and I was like, oh fuck, I lost it. I've lost the race because like we, we had such a gap behind that Darren could pit and only lose like one place or something to Fletcher, and then Fletcher pitted as well. So then he was right behind me, and then I really thought like I'm not gonna keep him behind for what was it, 7 laps or something on
Something
Fletcher.
like that, yeah. It was incredible. I apologise for a little bit of swearing there from Honey Badger. He's obviously quite excited to, to have won.
I
But for me, it was your defensive work. You obviously had the advantage, as you say, that straight line speed advantage. It was your defensive driving for me that I thought was really, really good, and it's starting to become something of a trait of yours, in my opinion, because I've seen you do that now at pretty much every race this season when you've been fighting. You always seem to put your car in the right position and yet not lose any time. I struggle doing that. How long did it take you to learn that?
I don't know. Well, of course, I really don't wish to defend that much, but yeah, um, when it happens, then I don't know. I just feel confident in the car and my setup, so yeah.
It was a fantastic victory, and congratulations on the 25 points. For me, my opinion, driver of the day, but Sinclair pushed you very close as well in that. But I think for making those tyres last on that strategy after the safety car and everything, for me, driver of the day. But we'll see if you win the Weak Wi-Fi Solutions Award later on. Malk, have you got any questions for the race winner before we move on to the next driver?
Yeah, yeah. Like I said, as what Andy was saying, I was worried that you was gonna not gonna hold on with those tyres because you had about three or four cars behind at one point with like a train going, and I bet you at one point did you ever felt like, oh no, what do I do? This is the best opportunity, and you did it with ease. How did you do it in that sense? Like, as in, the way that you defended, the way for me, you're the driver of the day, to be honest, as well, in my opinion, for the way that you stopped everyone else. Can I have your setup afterwards? Is that all right, please, just to help?
Ah, you can take it.
But yeah, how did you manage to survive the super softs to last that long after the safety cars? I mean, I don't know how you did it, to be fair.
No, to be honest, I don't know either, but yeah, I don't know. I saw that I had like 3 or 4 cars behind me at one point in the end. And I was really thinking like, oh, I'm not going to lose the podium, and even the podium, am I? But luckily I didn't. I don't know. It might have helped me a little bit that they were battling behind me as well. Um, but yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
Felt
but yeah,
pretty good in the end. So
on the first ever day of commentary with you guys and seeing you win for the first time this season, it's a good honour, shall we say, on that one. It's a honour and privileged on that one. But well done for tonight, mate. You've done a magnificent job as always.
thank
So
you.
keep up with the good work as always.
Definitely so.
I will.
But yeah, next up we did have Maximus in the chat. However, he's NAT type means that his microphone isn't picking up any audio, so you can probably hear us, but we can't hear him. So, unfortunately, we're going to have to miss out on Maximus tonight unless he can get his settings fixed before we finished. But we do have another driver in the chat. We do have Recon, who was right in the middle of that shall we call it a kerfuffle with Fletcher towards the end of the race. Recon, another decent result for you, still being good with some good points, but you need to talk us through what was going on those last few laps with Fletcher, because it was looking very, very interesting indeed. How was it from the seat of that Red Bull?
Yeah, I gotta admit I was a bit greedy at the end, but he was pissing me off with the fucking late breaks every time and then pushing me wide.
Language.
Oh yeah, sorry guys, I'm Dutch.
We're,
on that occasion.
we're sorry for any technical difficulties, guys, but we have to mute all the swearing on that one. So, as we try and do again, so Recon, what was your last few lap situations? And if you say the swear word, we have to say beep, beep on that one each time.
No, I was just really annoyed at the end, and Fletcher said to me that it was both ways, so he raced both ways hard, and yeah, I wanted to give them the position at the end back. I don't know if you saw that, but
yeah,
because I put the last defending was just I braked way too late, and my tires were so hot, so I couldn't get the car stopped. Then I pushed him wide, and I think he got damage from that, but yeah, I still got a front with penalties, I think, but I don't know. I just got really unlucky at the start because I don't know which Force India, but the Force India dive bombed me, and most likely if you are in such a battle at the start, you don't dive bomb someone because you got a whole race in front of you. But it happened to me, and I don't. Maze was the Maze that ran out with spawn.
It was Maze, yeah. It was like 3-4 wide into turn one.
Yeah.
And Maze just seemed to be in the wrong place, where he was the one that was pitched round. So, are you saying it was the Uzi's dive bomb in the Force India that started that mess?
Yeah, it was really no gap because I was already in the inside, and he just went for a gap that couldn't really be done because I got two cars on my right hand side, and I have to make the corner too, you know. And I just want to make as much places as I can with my super softs, you know.
Yeah,
I mean, I got lucky with the qualifying. I invalidated my lap in with the ultras, and I did a good lap on the super soft though in the beginning. But
yeah, we've got a few drivers like yourself going with super soft. I think it was yourself, Siege, and I can't remember if someone else went for super softs as well early doors, but it got you out there. P5 at the end of the day, or dropped a couple of places due to penalties. Siege jumped ahead. He was the only driver with no penalties at all in that race, which is a hard thing to do. Were you happy with P5 considering everything that went on, or were you hoping for a little bit more considering everything that happened with the safety car?
Yeah, with the safety, I got lucky with the safety car. I gotta admit that. But I was hoping at the start, I was hoping for more because I thought I was on a better strategy with the tire-wise, but the tires were not really that good. The super softs in the beginning, and I had to fight with other guys with faster tires. It was, I didn't get as much as the tires as I wanted, but yeah, I don't know. I got P5 or something.
P5, yeah.
Yeah. I just really wanted to do well because in Spain, Sturgis crashed me out when I was going for the lead, and Spain was a good track for me. Canada, well, as well. I screwed it up 2 times now, so that's not good.
Well, that takes us on to the next bit, which is Austria. Is next week at the Red Bull Ring. Quick track, short track. How do you fancy your chances going into next Friday?
It's not too bad, Austria. I like the first sector, the first corner. I'm really good with that, and the middle sector. Just getting the last sector right is really really hard because the last corner you get pushed wide so much because the corner comes to you in the end, you know. And it's so easy to corner cut. So to get a good lap in is really difficult, and to get no penalties. So that will be a thing for the race.
Definitely. So, well, congratulations on P5, as much as you would have hoped for a little bit more, but it's still good points moving forward into the season. I want to put the last question before we wrap up to the race victor, and I need to ask Honey Badger as well. How do you fancy your chances going into Austria next week? We've seen you obviously pole position here tonight. We've seen you win here tonight. Finally, we've seen you in pole position at Melbourne and fighting for race victories through the season so far. How is the Red Bull Ring for you?
I really like it as a track, especially if it's wet. So I'm really hoping for that. But we'll see. Um, yeah, I feel pretty confident there. So
Brilliant stuff. Well, listen, thank you to both you guys for joining us
yeah,
for the interviews afterwards. We did have Maximus there, but as I say, his settings doesn't allow us to hear him, unfortunately. So hopefully you can fix that for some future times and we can get him involved as well. But Honey Badger and Recon, thank you for joining us. Good racing, guys, and congratulations once again, Honey, on the race victory.
Yeah, well
Yeah,
done,
congrats,
guys.
honey. You did a great race.
Thanks very much. So I'll do a quick wee bit here, Malk. Well, don't worry, I'll give you a crib sheet if you want of what to do at this point.
It's all right.
Basically, this is the point where obviously we advertise everything coming up on TTTV over the next week period. So tomorrow night, 8 o'clock UK time, you can find me back on the channel here with the Project Cars 2 Formula C League. It's round number 5 of the season. We're coming into the tail end now, and we're heading to Zolder in Belgium for round 5. Sprint race and a feature race as normal. You can join me from 8 o'clock. Gerald leads the championship, but the Crusher Bro is catching up, and it really seems to be between those two in terms of pace. Who's going to take the victories tomorrow, or can someone spring a surprise tomorrow night? Sunday night, you can join Jack and Katz on TTL F2. It's the same calendar as TTL F1, so it'll be the Monaco Grand Prix and the Canadian Grand Prix. But obviously with that, 2 races, 25%, 8 o'clock UK time as well. And then Tuesday and Thursday next week is obviously TTL F1. You can join Kieran McGinley in the box for that. We have, what have we got next? We've got the French Grand Prix on Tuesday, and then the Austrian Grand Prix on Thursday, and then next Friday, TTFL for the Austrian Grand Prix. It'll be Malk in the box. Maybe Spike will join you, but unfortunately I will be disappearing from TTFLs now that Malk has taken over full time. I will eventually be dropping back to TTFL on Thursdays with Kieran like I used to do, but unfortunately I'm on the back shift next week, so I can't do squat. There you go.
Oh, fair dues, fair dues. And I'd like to say, Andy, thank you very much for your hard work as always for the Friday nights, like the TTFL leagues. You've done a magnificent job with the guys here, and I can't wait. It's going to be a tough job taking over your spot, but hopefully I'll bring the excitement back into the guys here, and bring that exciting. I can't say all the words now because I'm just speechless now. But
Get the man a coffee.
yeah. Damn. But yeah, like I said, thank you very much for all your hard work, Andy, and I wish you all the very best in whatever you do in your leagues for the commentary stuff anyway. So
I'll still be hiding around, don't you worry about that one. I won't be too far away.
yeah.
You're not getting rid of me that easily. It just won't be on Friday nights anymore. I'm just thinking actually real quickly, I should probably just mention as well, a quick other advertisement. Wednesday night. This coming Wednesday is the start of the latest Esports Mini League series, and the America series is on Wednesday night. We've now got 2 leagues. We've got you could call it a League 1, League 2, whatever way you want to look at it. But action starts from 7 o'clock for the second league, and then the top league starts from 8 o'clock. So join us for that. We'll have commentators updated on the Twitter page in due time. But the 2 rounds on Wednesday night you will find will be Canada, funnily enough again, and the US Grand Prix, the Circuit of the Americas. So that's on Wednesday night, and that's running for 2 weeks. So that's over the next 2 Wednesdays. You'll be able to find that. Again, it won't be myself doing it this time, unfortunately, because work next week, and I'm still racing on Wednesday nights as well, so not available, I'm afraid. But that's going to be fun. It's always been really good. Lots of action, and it's been really, really exciting. Visceral, VSR, won the first 2, the European Series and the Pan-Pacific Asian Series. Can they make it a hat trick? Tune in on Wednesdays to find out over the next 2 weeks.
Fair dues, fair dues. And,
But I'll let you wrap it up, Malk. And you go.
Thanks, Andy. Like I said, my last few thoughts. It was a cracking race tonight, and like I said, I hope we see more of that as from what I've seen tonight, and I can't wait for it. But yeah, like I said, it'll be a ding dong battle between all the guys here, and I can't wait. And I can't wait for it. And as long as the guys just, I don't know what to say. I'm just excited to carry on, carry on with the commentary that Andy's done, and I can't wait for it for the rest of the season for TTFL. And always remember, always remember, stay classy. Right, see you later, guys. Cheers for the guys that are coming for the commentary stuff. Well, during the questions and stuff, and I'll see you all next week at TTFL for Austrian Grand Prix next week. Tarabit is from me and Andy. Tarabit. Bye bye.
Ta-da.